Hey worm people, I'm George. Part 2. I decided to clear off the thick layer of worms on the top and try and gently move the new compost down here to the face of the breeder bin. If you watched the first video, this is where I dump the breeder bins once a week, or breeder bins. And I'm reaching out for help here to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. I dump a row of those breeder bins in. So I sift out the worms, reset the bedding, put the worms back in it, and put the fairly finished bedding cocoons in here, working my way down. I feed it with a thermophilic compost we have. Look at that over here. That has a lot of red wigglers in it from using it for years. They've been in it. So there's cocoons in it. My point being, there's so many more worms in here than I thought. I've been looking and seeing how many are on the top a little bit. But now that I added this last 2 inches of compost, I've thrown some here. You can see I've harvested it off. Even here where I've harvested is the finished castings. If we dig in here, numbers of worms is astounding. I don't know if that's picking them up or not. So even in this compost, there's about 2 inches of fresh thermophilic I put on top to feed them. Even in there, the number of worms is called out of there. Those young ones, those cocoons have been hatching, I believe. I'm just kind of shocked at the numbers. So my question, what I'm asking is, do you see a problem with just using that compost as my bedding? I'm not doing carbon and nitrogen separate. I'm not doing a bedding of any sort other than this finished compost. I try to use the older, more static compost and one feeding, and then a younger compost. It's got a little more life left in it. But even this has worms in it. They moved in it years ago. I've had it for years and years going. Used to store my other bins in it. There's a worm. So there's lots of worms and quite a few. Oh, there's cocoon in it. So I'm using that for bedding for the breeder bins and for this. And I just see so many worms in here. So I decided to take that compost that I have the 2 inches on top and move it to the front. So all those young worms are in here as I feed my way to the end. Do you see any problem with me doing it this way? Would you use more carbon? Go with what's working? Again, we dig anywhere in here. The numbers of these babies, so they're gonna turn into so many worms so quickly. Or just make sure I have some worm sails going. So the whole bed looks like that. I don't know how deep, only a few inches deep, I'm sure. But thanks for any suggestions or thoughts on it. Go worm people. And I should reach out to Captain Matt. I said it in the first video, captaining his design. The breeder bins, the large grow out bins, your nursery bin. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.